Okay, so the next question, question number 10. Show that A1, A2 till AN form an AP where AN is defined as below. So we need to first prove that it's an AP. The first part is AN equals to 3 plus 4n. Second part, also find the sum of first 15 terms in each case. So this is the question. So I'll write down the first part. I'll explain you again the question. AN is 3 plus 4n. The first part. So first of all, we need to find the AP of the sequence basically, and then we need to prove it's an AP. Okay, show that A1, A2 formed by this forms an AP. So see, this is given to you in the question. AN equals to 3 plus 4n. Now, if I substitute n as 1, I'll get the first term. If I substitute n equals to 2, both the sides, I get the second term. 3, third term, and so on. So that way I can get the first 3-4 terms. So let us quickly find it. A1 is 3 plus 4 into 1 gives you 7. A2 means n equals to 2, I substitute here. 8 plus 3, 11. A3 means n equals to 3, I substitute here. So 12 plus 3, 15. I'll find one more term. A4. 3 plus 4 into 4, 16 plus 3, 19. Okay, these are the terms. Let us say the question is saying write it in the form A1, A2, A3 and so on. So I write it in the form A1 7, A2 11, 15, 19. I've written in the form. Now they're asking verify it's an AP or not. So to check whether it's an AP or not, we just have to check whether the common difference is same or not. So if you see the common difference here, common difference is 11 minus 7, which is 4. Here 15 minus 11, which is also 4. 19 minus 15, which is also 4. So because the common difference is same, that verifies that yes, the sequence is an AP. They're also asking in the question, also find the sum of 15 terms in each case. So S15. So they're asking S15. So S15 using this formula, n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So n is 15 here. So 15 by 2, 2 into a. A meaning the first term, a is 7. So in the sequence, I can write a as 7, common difference as 4. Okay, so 2a plus n minus 1, n is 15 minus 1, n minus 1 is 14, into common difference is 4. I simplify. So 15 by 2, this is 14, this is going to be 56. 56 plus 14 is 70. So we do the cancellation, we get 35. Okay, so 35 into 15 will give you 525. Okay, so this is the sum of the 15 terms of this sequence. Okay, so there are two parts here. First, we have to prove that the sequence is an AP. So first we find the sequence, prove it's an AP by finding the common difference value, and after that finding the sum of the 15 terms. Okay, the second part, just like the first part. Okay, second part, the AN value is given as 9 minus 5n. Okay, so here as well, first of all we'll find A1, A2, A3, A4, the first 4 terms maybe. A1 as n equals to 1, I substitute on both the sides, so n as 1 mean A1. 9 minus 5 into 1 will give you 4. A2, 9 minus 5 into 2, so 5 into 2, 10. So 9 minus 10 is minus 1. A3, 9 minus 5 into 3, 15. So 9 minus 15 is minus 6. And A4. So 9 minus 5 into 4, minus 20. 9 minus 20 is minus 11. Okay, I substitute n as 1, 2, 3, 4 in this. Now let us write the terms in the sequence form A1, A2, A3, A4. Now let us check the common difference value. Common difference is succeeding term minus the preceding term. So succeeding term minus preceding term is 4. So that gives you minus 5 for these two. For these two, succeeding term minus the preceding term, which is minus 1. So minus 6 plus 1 also gives you minus 5. And lastly, I'll check it for this pair. So minus 11, succeeding term minus the previous term, the preceding term, which is minus 6. So minus 11 plus 6 also gives you minus 5. So we say the common difference is same. So yes, these terms form an AP. And lastly, they are also asking find the sum of 15 terms for this sequence as well. So S15 here is going to be n by 2. This formula we use 2a. So 2 into a value, first term is 4 here in this sequence, plus n minus 1, so 15 minus 1 into common difference value is minus 5. So we get 15 by 2. This is 8, this is minus 70. So 8 minus 70 is minus 62. So 2 ones and this is 31. So we get 15 into minus 31. So 31 and 15 will quickly multiply. So we get minus 465. Why minus? Because of this minus. And 15 into 31 gives you 465. So this is the sum of the 15 terms of this sequence. That's how we solve this question. Okay. So the next question, question number 11. If the sum of the first n terms of an AP is 4n minus n square. This is an important question. Little tricky, but it's a good question. So if the sum of the first n terms of an AP, sum of first n terms of an AP, so what is the denotation? Sn. So sum of first n terms of an AP is 4n minus n square. What is the first term? So they are asking what is the first term, meaning they are asking the value of a. What is the sum of the first two terms? Okay, so these are the later on questions. What is the second term? So what is the sum of the first two term, meaning they are asking S2. What is the second term, meaning they are asking A2. Similarly, find the third, 10th and nth terms. So third, 10th and nth. 10th and nth term, meaning an. So this is what is given to you in the question. Sn is written in this form in terms of n. Okay, so if you substitute n equals to 1, you will get S1. So S1 will be 4 into 1 minus 1 square. S2 will be 4 into 2 minus 2 square, and so on. And what else is given? A we need to find a first term, S2, A2, A3, all these other values. Now let us understand what do you mean by S1, S2, S3, what do you mean by that? Okay, let us say I have an AP. For example, if I have an AP like 2, 5, 8, 11 and so on. S1 means the sum of first term. Sum of first term means the first term itself. Correct? So S1 is nothing but A, because you are taking only one term. So when you say S2 means the sum of the first two terms. S2 means the sum of the first two terms. S3 means the sum of first three terms. A1 plus A2 plus A3 and so on. So when I substitute S1, n equals to 1 here, I'll get the first term. So S1, which is going to be the first term, what is it? So 4 into 1 minus 1 squared. So 4 minus 1 gives you 3. So that's your answer. First part. A value is 3. S1, which is nothing but A, the first term, gives you 3. Let us say we find S2 now. S2 they are asking anyways. So S2 will be, and I will substitute S2 in this. So 4 into 2 minus 2 squared. 4 into 2 is 8, minus 2 squared is 4. That gives you 4. Now we just learned S2 means the sum of the first two terms. Sum of the first two terms, A1 and A2. Okay. What is the first term? First term we have already found. First term is, we have already found as 3. So I substitute here. I'll get 4 as 3 plus A2. So I'll get A2 as 1. Okay. Let us find S3. So A2 we have found. S3 is what? N equals to 3, I'll substitute in this to get S3. So I'll get 4 into 3 minus 3 square. So that is going to give you 12 minus 9. 12 minus 9 as 3. Okay. So S3, what does it mean? S3 means sum of first 3 terms. Right. Now, in this equation, A1 plus A2, the sum of the first 2 terms, A1 plus A2 is 4, S2. So I'll substitute for A1 plus A2 as 4. So I'll get 3 as A1 plus A2, the sum of the first 2 terms is 4, which we've already found here, plus A3. So I'll get A3 as 3 minus 4, which is minus 1. Okay, so likewise, this way, what I've done is I've found A1, A2, A3. A1 is nothing but A. First term, A1 is nothing but A. So I can write on the AP now. What is the AP? A1, which is 3. A2, which is the second term. A3, which is the third term. And so on. So this is your AP here for this question. So what all terms have we found? We found A1, we found A2, and we found A3 as well. Now the question is to find A10. Okay, as we have the AP, so from this AP I can say A is 3 and common difference is 1 minus 3, which is minus 2. So once we have the AP, I can find the 10th term or I can find any term. So A10 is going to be using the formula AN formula, A plus N minus 1 into D. A plus N minus 1 will give you 10 minus 1, 9 into D in the brackets because it is negative. So I simplify, this is minus 18 plus 3 as minus 15. So this is the 10th term. And lastly, AN. AN, the formula, straightforward, A plus N minus 1 into D. So A value is 3. N minus 1 will remain same because we are finding AN. N remains N. Into the common difference value, which is minus 2. I simplify. So 3, this is minus 2 into minus 1 will become plus 2. That plus 2 and this plus 3 will become 5. And minus 2 into n is minus 2n. So your overall answer becomes 5 minus 2n as an. Okay, we'll leave our answer as it is in terms of n because they're asking an. So n remains n. Alright, so that's how we solve this question.